How often have you been asked this question? Tell me something about yourself. I remember growing up, my parents introducing me to their family friends, and I always had to talk a little bit about myself. Or the time when I had to go for a job interview, and the interviewer asked me this question: tell me something about yourself. Or even in a business scenario, when a customer wants to know a little bit about your product, service, or your brand, and you have to talk a little bit about yourself. We go through these situations all the time, which is why it is very important then to be prepared with your pitch. In a very short span of time, you have to hook your audience to see that you have something valuable to offer. This is called the elevator pitch. Imagine that you are about to go into an elevator to the 163rd floor of the Burj Khalifa, which is the tallest skyscraper of the world, right? You get into the elevator and the door is about to close, and suddenly a person walks into the elevator. Now, this person is very, very special. This is somebody you've admired for a very, very long time, somebody you're completely inspired by, or somebody who is extremely important in whatever it is that you're doing, whether you are a university student or you are a sports person or an actor or a business person. Could be a prospect, could be a customer. You get into the elevator together and ride all the way up to the 163rd floor. You have about 30 seconds. In 30 seconds, you want to create an impression in the mind of the listener so that they see value in who you are, they see your passion about what you do, and maybe they would be interested in having a second conversation with you. That's what the elevator pitch does. It helps you make a compelling case for a second conversation. Remember, the idea of a great elevator pitch is not for that person to say give you admission in a university right then and there, or if it's a customer, then for them to actually buy your product right then and there, or if it is a job interview, for the interviewer to hire you right there and there. The idea is that it gives you a very quick introduction to the listener about yourself, your values, your passion, and what is it that you have to offer that will help that prospect or help that university or be a great asset to that organization. So, then what is the purpose of the elevator pitch? The purpose is really to describe in a short, snappy, easy to grasp manner that it compels the person to want to hear more about you. Usually, an elevator pitch is literally 100 words or less. It's just 30 seconds of a memorable description of what you do or what you sell. Your goal, therefore, to reiterate, is to have a second conversation and not convince the person you're talking to that they should hire you or buy your solutions. Let's keep that in mind when we are creating your elevator pitch. So, you might wonder, if you were a student, how does an elevator pitch help you? Well, there are so many ways in which an elevator pitch can be very useful to a student. A, if you are saying applying to a university or a school, and you need to showcase your value, your passions, what your forward destination is, what is it that you want to do, what are your plans, all of those things can be put into an elevator pitch. Second, if you're looking for an internship in a company and you meet a prospect, somebody who can actually introduce you to a network of job opportunities, in those scenarios, an elevator pitch could be extremely useful. Or three, simply in a networking, social interaction kind of a scenario where you can use an elevator pitch to showcase a value about yourself to a listener. So, how do you create an effective elevator pitch? Firstly, start with your purpose, your landing place, or your punchline. Do not bury your lead. In fact, lead with your destination. What does that mean? Most people really don't care about mundane details about your life. They really don't care that in the year 1995 you graduated from an XYZ college. What they care about is, what is your passion? What is your purpose? How do you project your life forward? What is your onward destination? That's what people really care about. Secondly, make sure that your pitch is authentic and genuine and not scripted or static. And third, your body language must be positive and showing genuine interest in the listener, and it should project a very positive uptrend and opportunity for the listener. So now that we have figured out the steps in creating the elevator pitch, let's make sure that we start our introduction with a hooking statement. Let's make sure that we bring out our value and our passion and how that would be of interest to the person we are speaking to, and create a 30 to 35-second uh, elevator pitch with the person of interest. So let's take an example. In the case of the confident communicator, we conduct a lot of programs in public speaking and confidence building for kids. So, supposing I meet the principal of a very reputed school in the elevator, how would I pitch myself? Here is an example. Can you imagine a farmer from a village getting a well paid job in a multinational company because he felt confident about his abilities? Hi, I'm Seema Mehta from the Confident Communicator, and I am so thrilled to meet you today. It is our company's mission to empower others become the best version of themselves. And our brand conducts leadership and public speaking programs, making more and more people feel confident each day. I'm such a big fan of your work and your school and how you work tirelessly in the field of education. I'd love to connect with someone from your school to discuss our programs further. Thank you. So here's my 30 to 35-second elevator pitch in which I included all the different elements that go into a pitch. Now that we've looked at the different steps in an elevator pitch and also seen a sample of an elevator pitch, it's time for a quiz. Let's see how much you remember. How long should an elevator pitch be? What is the goal of an elevator pitch? Take a moment to go through this quiz and see if you remember. It was the genius Albert Einstein who once said, "If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough." I hope that you now have a better understanding of what an elevator pitch is. What are the steps involved in creating an elevator pitch? Make sure it's about 30 to 40 seconds long, 75 to 100 words, not more than that. You've gone through the steps, you know the steps. How do you introduce yourself? How do you describe what you want, your company, or your background? You've gone through what kind of an offer, how do you place your offer in terms of your value and your passion? And lastly, remember the objective of an elevator pitch is to get that second meeting. So your call to action. These are the 4 different steps that you learned. We went through a sample, we went through a quiz. I would urge you to try creating your own elevator pitch so that next time somebody asks you this question, tell me something about yourself, you are ready with a very, very impressive answer. Thank you.